everyone, Neen here from the Hyperactive Bookworm, here to do another In the Car book review. Alright, so I have just finished listening to the Society for Soulless Girls by Laura Stephen, narrated by Beth Easdown and Farah Kate, I believe. I will double check and I'll up here. It is amazing. Oh my god. So this book is young adult, dark academia, Sapphic, brilliance, and oh my god. Alright, so basically it's set, what I can figure out, because it never explicitly says it within the book, or it may have and I've missed it, but I believe it's set in the 90s, and there's a university that closed after some deaths happened on campus, and it's 10 years later and they're reopening for the first time. So we get this from two students' perspectives, Alice and Lottie, and first person alternating sort of chapters. I mean, sometimes you get 3 chapters of Lottie or 2 chapters of Alice or that type of thing. Each narrator has done the chapters of their character. So I can't remember which one it is. I believe it's Beth who does Lottie and Farah who does Alice, but I could be wrong. But they're amazing, and I was very nervous going into it because I've never, to my knowledge, I've never listened to a book that has had more than one narrator, and I've heard some pretty horrible experiences from others, so I was a bit nervous once it started. However, it worked for me. I loved it. Yes, it was strange to begin with to hear, you know, Alice's voice from Lottie's narration sort of thing, but it worked more so for me because it felt like that was, you know, Alice's interpretation of what Lottie's voice sounds like, and vice versa, and it worked. It was so great. Now this story is dark academia, beautiful. It is dark and twisted. It has layers upon layers. I have been asked by several people where it sits on the scarometer, and you know, I have a crap scarometer because not much really terrifies me, and the things that scare me a little, to me, are a bit of a thrill. Like, I like being slightly scared. So I'm really hard. It's really hard for me to be able to say to somebody whether or not it's too scary for you or not scary enough, because everyone does have their different concepts of what's scary. I don't feel like there was a lot of on page like slasher or gore or torture or anything like that, but it was quite a psychological mindfuck, really, for both of them in different ways. There is a lot of question of darkness and fighting with demons and generational trauma. There is just, it's amazing. Like, you go on and you think, okay, they're the bad guys, they're the good guys, and it's so much more complicated than that. There's this kind of questioning undercurrent of the fact that the binary doesn't work. The binary does not work in any way, shape or form with darkness, with personalities, with anything like that. You have a sunshine girl who, yeah, she's sunshine, but she's stubborn, and she's got thoughts that, you know, they're not the perky, happy sunshine thoughts all the time. There's so much more depth to her. And Alice, Alice, dark Alice, something in the name, I'm sure of it, but I loved her. Like, I loved her from the get-go. I could understand her. I mean, 18 and 19-year-olds, that was a long time ago for me now, but damn, this book tapped into those old feelings and emotions and fears, and It was a divine book. All of this stories, characters, brilliant, depth, you know, it sucked me in, but wow, the writing was absolutely delicious. Moments where I literally had to pause and just like let the way Laura Stephen has described something or had her characters see or feel something, it washed over me in such a beautiful way. And it was made so much more beautiful for me because so many of these descriptions were during darkness, and I love it. This is the book that I never knew I needed more than anything. So, young adult book, no, there's no sex scene. There is a slow burn romance going on. There is just incredible dynamics with all the characters, old, young, side character, main character, big character. It's all wonderful. And I could keep going on about this, but I won't because this is already really long. But I highly recommend it. If you've read it, let me know what you think. You know, do you have a completely different reaction to this book? I would love. Currently, I've just crashed. My car's having an issue. But yeah, I absolutely loved this book, and I would love to hear other people's opinions on it. Thanks, y'all. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Now, if you would like to keep track of my videos so you don't miss any, make sure you hit subscribe, all likes, all subscriptions. They all help to keep this passion project alive. You can also, if you would like to support me, buy me a coffee. The link's down below. Thanks, y'all.